What's up,
You can't see the sun, but the sun is shining.
Today's
And I'm using this as a parable.
September.
The sun is shining, but because the clouds cover the sun, you can't see the sun.
Yes,
But you still enjoy and benefit from the daylight.
Food shopping.
You still enjoy the warmth of daytime, even though you can't actually see the sun.
Good informative class. So I got a Friday I got gang stalked. And it was kind of funny, but it wasn't that much, right? So I went to Dunkin' to get a coffee. I went late. I did my laundry. I cleaned my apartment a little bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going early so they could see me. You know, I want them to wait. And the main two couple that stayed right in front of Dunkin', they couldn't wait, I guess. So I didn't see them. And I didn't see them today either. But I had actually Starbucks coffee yesterday. I didn't finish it yesterday. It was so bitter. I was like, let me just finish it because I paid for it. Sorry, my hand keeps slipping. Not even enough milk can make it, taste better than Dunkin'. It's so bitter. It's like burnt. So I only like Frappuccinos there. Should've just got a Frappuccino. But anyways, I digress. So Friday, I get my cold brew. And I got a little whipped cream on top, a little bit of caramel. Once in a while I do that. Treat myself, the rest of the time I just get milk and just like 2 pumps of caramel at most. Because, if you don't tell them how many pumps, they put the whole thing. They put the whole syrup bottle in if they could. So I get there, I didn't see any perps. And, I saw people dressed in red and black, of course. What else is new? Driving by their motorbikes. All the same shit they usually do. So I walk inside and there's a guy waiting to pick up his food. And he felt threatened by me, I guess. 'Cause I'm taller than him, I guess. There's a lot of men like that. They get very threatened by me. So they don't look at me like I'm a desirable woman. They think I'm a threat for some reason, I guess. Because I'm big? I don't know. And he was like 2 inches shorter than me. So all of a sudden he starts talking about his divorce, and then he looks at me. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you looking at me for? What are you talking about divorce? I'm not even married, so I can't get divorced if I'm not married. Or maybe he was thinking about me getting divorced in the spirit realm, because demons trying to marry us in the spirit realm. I've seen my own wedding a couple times. Sometimes I see the groom, sometimes I don't. So that could be what he was talking about. So when I looked at him back, he had his eyes bulging out of his head like I caught him doing something, which I didn't. And then he did the hat tip at me. I was like, oh God. And he flew out of there. Like, he got his food and ran out. So now I'm getting like all these weird things on, the internet, like all weird ads and stuff. So one was a white bunny, it says Psycho Bunny. There's a white rabbit, you know what that means. Some of you I'm not talking about on here because I don't want to get flagged. And it had like the crossbones. And, underneath the actual bunny head. So I'm like, okay. I know what that means. Some of you might know what it means. I could see if I can link something on a video that when I put a video up. I don't know if it's going to work, but it might. I'll try that. So, everything was fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. I come back to my house, and I'm sitting out front. And I tell you, these gangsters cannot make us stay alone. They need us. They need to be surrounded. They need us to be surrounded. So what happens? My psycho neighbor across the street that yells at gardeners for clipping hedges off his neighbor's yard comes flying out. As soon as my butt hit the bench, he comes flying out. He's on his phone, but he keeps looking at me like back and forth. I'm like, are you kidding? This is the same guy that when it rained, he had no shirt on and he was wiping himself down. My whole family saw it. It was on Easter, and we were all in the living room, and one of my family members goes, what the hell is that guy doing? He's like taking a shower in the rain. And we all turned around and looked out the window. He was. He was completely wetting his whole body in the rain. I'm like, okay, so something's wrong with him. His wife's a witch, so trust me, I have a video about that very same thing. When there was no weeds in the garden, you could see from that actual their side of it, of the yard, there was like some smoke coming up and it smelled really bad. And I just watched the video before that, the day before, where the guy had witches in his neighborhood and they did the same thing. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what that is. So yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere on my YouTube. So no sooner than I'm taking a couple sips of my coffee, I'm just chilling, witchy poo comes out to throw her garbage out. Oh my gosh, she came out, went back in, and then came back out again. And I saw her smirk. She smirked. What does it do for them that they do that kind of stuff, She's obviously never going to repent. She's not going to ever stop being a witch because, she's completely controlled by Satan. Like, I'm not getting her back, so I don't know, maybe she thinks she's getting something, in return. I don't know. It's kind of pathetic if you think about it. Like, why did they go through all this trouble to piss us off, and then sometimes it doesn't even work? There's like a saying that if you keep doing the same thing, expecting the same results, I forgot how it goes, but you know how it goes. It's true, like, bruh. First of all, I'm too old to be getting revenge on people, and she's older than me. She's in her 50s. At least a whole decade older than me. Because, somebody had to put my age on here, and I didn't even tell anybody my age, so, yeah. That's a psychopath. But anyway. So that couple that waited at the corner is gone. Completely gone. I think somebody reported them or something because they were hanging out there a lot. Like every day. I almost caught them doing something else. And I was going to catch them again, and then I saw that they weren't there. So it's like a whole week already. So maybe somebody complained, maybe they complained to the manager or the owner. Could be. Because they can't really stand there too long, There's no seats inside either, so they can't go there. But when there was seating, why wouldn't they just go in there and just hang out, Even if they were homeless, if they don't do nothing, they don't really say anything. Like these people weren't even begging for money the whole time. So I wish I would have got on video the stuff they wrote in a notebook. Like I came out of Dunkin' one day and they're sitting there writing stuff down in a notebook. And he did his little routine, This time he actually had music on. So I'm like, okay, what the hell are they up to now? And the wife wrote the word Halloween in capital letters and underlined it. And then she gave him the notebook and paper. The notebook and pen, I mean. Oh, excuse me. And he was about to write something down, and he looked up at me, and his eyes bulged out of his head, and he looked at his book and then back at me. So he realized I saw that. I was like, oh, shit. Then the next time I saw them, I had my cell phone pointed down where I could actually catch them doing, writing something, because they were writing something again. And then I ran into somebody that I know from the other Dunkin'. We used to hang out together, not every day, but just, hang out. We used to talk to each other. There's a whole bunch of us used to hang out and talk to each other. So, we were talking, catching up and everything. So, at the same time, that other guy, the one that came into Dunkin' to do his little skit, he walks by, he sees me talking to this person, and then looks over at the couple, and they did the motion like, don't go near them, the head cutting off motion, what motion. So he turned around and walked away. And she told me, yeah, he was exposing his stomach the whole time, like she was, online in there, and he was walking past and just exposing his stomach, his underwear, everything. Like, all right. And then I see him today. He looks completely normal, but he's growing out his hair, so now he's got like jerry curls. He looks like he's going into the military with his boots and his plaid red and black shirt, of course, red and black, and combat boots, pants. It's 85 degrees. What are you wearing pants for? And a long sleeve shirt. He looked at me, he smirked, and he kept walking. I'm surprised he kept walking, you know what I mean? But he was walking down the block where John lives, so I honestly think they know each other. And John probably gives him money to come do a little skit, because he's working. So, you know, he figures, you know, if I send somebody else to do my dirty work for me, I don't know how to do it, because, you know, he knows that I know that he first stalked me, you know? That's why this douchebag, I don't know his name yet, was standing in front of my house a couple days ago. I had the video on here. He's like sipping Dunkin' tea or whatever. He's all proud of himself. I don't know if you see the video, but I don't think you can zoom in. But if you look at his face, he's like very happy that he's standing there and waiting for his cue. He knows where I live, so they usually do. There was a homeless man that used to walk around and ask for money. And he used to hang out in front of Dunkin' asking for money all the time. He always had new clothes, though. Red and black all the time. Nikes, everything. Nike swish, you know, all that stuff. But he always used to ask for money or food. I gave him money, like $1 or $2 in the beginning. And then I would get the deals, buy one, get one, and give him some money, you know, food or a coffee. You know, because homeless people, you know, whether they're gang stalkers or not, we should still be nice to them. We should pray for them and be nice to them instead of getting angry. Don't ever flip out. I mean, we all have our days where we will flip out, but try not to. You know, just try to show them that it can't work. And it shouldn't. You know what I mean? Aren't you tired of getting angry at them and then them laughing at you? You know, it's not worth. They're not worth it. I gotta live my life, and so do you. But there was a handler today at the corner. He had a red and black bracelet. Actually, I think it was a smartwatch. Red shirt, black pants, red and black sneakers. On a speakerphone, hand hidden in his pocket. And on the other hand, it was out where you could see it. He looked like he was waiting for someone, you know, to do instructions to them, you know, for them. Like, give them something to do. So I don't know who he was waiting for, but he almost knocked into me while I was walking. I was like, excuse me, and I'm like, gang stalker. That's what I do to them all the time. And they're stupid because a normal person would say, hey, what's the gang stalker? What is that? You know, they would ask you questions. They would see, oh, you're upset. Like, I'm not, what the hell does that mean, gang stalker? You know, they would say that. When you know they're a gang stalker, they'll look at you, they'll jump for some reason, like they're scared. And their eyes will bulge out of their head. They cannot help themselves. They give themselves away all the time. That's the reaction. Then the hidden hand, they do the hat tip. They do the crip walk, you know what I mean? They do everything to distract us. Like, we don't know what they're doing. I mean, come on now. I'm about to eat. Alright, so hopefully this helps, you know, so what to look out for. And I had my cell phone ready. I always have it ready, just in case. But there was nobody there. You know, they came and went, so I really couldn't get anybody on video. That's why I go out later than usual, because I know they're waiting for me. And eventually they'll give up and they'll walk away, which is good for me. I'm happy about that. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna talk about other stuff soon. So everybody that comments on my channel, if it's a good comment, I'll leave it there. You know, it's gonna take me a while to respond because I don't know that the comments are there. Sometimes I don't get notifications. Sometimes I do. I went through the YouTube studio to look at each and every comment. It said held for review. So I had to click on each and every one of them that I approve of to be on the comments section. So, you know, thanks for commenting, first of all. Thanks for subscribing and watching and liking. Even if you dislike the video, thank you anyway. But there's some links, if you put on my channel, if you're a troll or gang stalker, and you want to comment on my channel very badly, and you do, I see your comments. Some of them are porn links, so I don't click on that. And if you're gonna see something nasty, guess what? You were blocked. So I had to extra block certain people. Like, I kept reading their comments, and they kept saying some stupid things. Like, I wanted to smack them through the phone and through the computer. That's how much bad it was. So I had to block them. I reported every single comment they made. That was very rude. You know, you will not be rude on my channel. You will not do any of that shit. I'm not tolerating it. I'm not tolerating it in real life, and I'm not tolerating it on the internet. I don't care how I sound right now. Don't care. You're not allowed on my channel. So I reported every nasty comment, nasty link, and banned you from commenting or even looking at my channel. Because that's actually a new thing now, that you can actually report these people to not comment or even look at your channel, or even know when the channel's on. So actually, that's a very good feature, and I'm glad it was there, and I clicked on it. So yeah, so every once in a while, I will look through my YouTube studio and do that, because, you know, they're taking away the actual people that are going through this stuff. I want to comment on my channel, my videos, and want to talk to me. You know, the scumbags are taking over. They're getting paid to take over, though, but you know what I mean? Like, they're taking over your comments, where their comments have to be seen and yours can't, because, you know, they will report your comments, by the way. I don't know, what's the name of the guy? Hold on, he comments all the time. Vegan, I think your name is. Yeah, so when you comment, I get the notification, every notification I get. But when I click on it, it's gone. Like, if you're sending me a link or something with, like, special wording or something, for some reason they're blocking you from contacting me that way. So I just want to let you know that. So I'm going to try to subscribe to everybody else's channels too. Like, if you ask me to subscribe, I'm going to try and do that. And I'm getting rid of other people that I'm following. Like, this guy I'm not getting rid of. But there's a couple other channels that I'm like, it's so many notifications I keep getting for their new videos. I might have to just not get notifications on those certain people, just so I could get other different notifications, and then maybe just go back to their channel and just watch something, all day or something if I'm home. I think that's like the best idea, instead of getting a million notifications and then I get 30 minutes till this video and that. I can't do that no more. I have to figure out how to get rid of that part too. Everything's too much. I like watching these videos and getting all the info, but I have to limit, videos. Because I also want to watch movies, If somebody suggests a movie for us empowered individuals to watch, like truth movies, I write it down and I look it up on DVR and I see it. And then eventually you go to Amazon or somebody. I know a lot of people don't like that place, but if you don't have a thrift store in your neighborhood or a place to buy DVDs, it's very scarce this time around. Best Buy used to have that section. I don't think they have that anymore. So I have to get all that stuff from Amazon. So they just played a movie. Oh, iRobot was on. That's a good movie. I mean, they already have those robots ready to go. Nobody believes this kind of stuff, so just keep it to ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show you the movie, and that's it. You watch it. If it comes on cable, you hit record. What can I tell you? So there's another one called Escape from New York. That's from the 80s. It's got a certain picture on the DVD itself that looks a little familiar. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say any more than that, but I'm gonna be looking that up too. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in movies and TV because they have to. Whatever they do behind the scenes, they have to tell you a little bit of truth, and then make the rest of it fiction, so you think it's fiction, but it's not. That's what they have to do. Just be aware of it, you know? Even horror movies, they're telling you what's going on, like, from the other side. But we all have to start praying before we watch that kind of stuff, especially. Alright, I bugged you enough. Thanks for watching.